Peace, wholeness, love, and light. I am Nudiamonds here with the energy reading for the 5-5 portal. Okay. I hope everyone out there is doing well. Super excited to be doing this reading. I hope everyone out there is just feeling this beautiful, benevolent energy. Okay. Are you guys feeling the shifts? Are you guys ready for the next lift off, the next take off, the next level? Okay. Because that's exactly where we're headed with this 5-5. You know, that's a double up, right? 5-5, the 10, the devils. Okay. Ascension, activations, uploads, downloads. I mean, this is all about being in tune with yourself, honoring your true values, and ascending. Okay, so let's jump right on into it. I got my notes, and yes, let's get started. Okay, so I said 5-5. This is obviously happening on 5-5, right? And I said this is the portal of change, right? The level up, right? I say that because I mean, 5 is all about change. 5 is all about communication, right? That fifth chakra, right? Communication, listening, that intuition, tapping in with those higher realms, that higher activation, right? That power or refinement, right? So you can either tap into your power, and sometimes tapping into your power looks like sitting back and being refined, right? Or getting polished, that gem being polished, right? Also things that are in 5 stars, right? A 5-pointed star. That's all about tapping into your values, right? Love, money, a superstar shining your light, right? Also that Leo energy, as that is the 5th sign, that 5. So that strength, that courage, that heart of a lion, a warrior S, right? Being a warrior for spirit and just prevailing at whatever it is that you're going through, right? There could be unexpected changes, right? Because the only thing that is constant is change, right? So I feel like that is the main thing that we're going to be experiencing this time around, right? Is things changing, right? Things getting clearer as we continue to move on in our journey, move on our mission. Things are going to be more clear than ever. And we're going to receive more confirmation than ever, more communication, divine messages. So make sure you're paying attention to the signs, the symbols, and the synchronicities at this time. Also, people always like to think of, oh, the 4 elements. Well, what about the 5th element, right? Because it's fire, it's water, it's air, it's earth. But when you master those, you tap into the ether, right? That 5th element, space, time, etc., etc. Everybody has their, oh, it's space, oh, it's ether. Ether is all of that, right? So you tap into this unseen energy, this ultraviolet gamma ray frequency that is here, that dark matter that resides within all of us, that makes up all of the basic structures of this earth, right? Space has it, earth has it, other planets has it, the water has it. It's this ether, it's this undeniable energy that cannot be seen, but it is felt. Okay. All right. I said this is also the gate of initiation, right? Those are just some things that I was feeling, right? You could be feeling like you're going through an initiation, getting more in tune with your authentic values, getting more in tune with your authentic self at this time, making sure things are very clear, right? So that you can hear yourself, right? This isn't about other people hearing you, external validation, external confirmation. This is about you feeling confident in yourself, right? You conforming to yourself, you validating yourself with your own work that you have done, right? If you've been pouring into yourself, doing all of this shadow work, right? Shout out to Soul Tribe, because we've been working on ourselves to elevate and grow, right? If you've been doing all of that, you most definitely will be seeing so much abundance, okay, in spiritual ways, physical ways, in your dreams, okay. I had a beautiful visitor. My grandpa visited me in my dreams last night. Shout out to the ancestors, okay. Shout out to the ascended masters. Shout out to our spirit guides, the master teachers, okay, as they paved the way for us to be here, and we will continue to carry that torch, okay. So yeah, let's deep dive into the astrology. Okay, y'all already know I gotta show y'all the chart so y'all can get a good view of what I'm tapping into. I love to show you guys a chart so you guys can see what I'm looking at. Y'all gotta excuse this phone. Okay. All right. So you can see the chart. To me, it looks like a house, right? This kind of looks like a little top part of a house. Looks like a diamond, right? A star, 5-pointed star, a pentagon, right? It looks like a lot of things are happening with the chart. And I feel like that means there's a lot of things happening within us and with us at this time. And we are just, like I said, initiating, integrating, activating right now. Everybody's at their own level, and it's just about doing what works for you, listening to your body, listening to your spirit. Okay, that's what's going to continue to guide you at this time. Okay. All right. So I said Neptune is at the first degree in Aries. Venus is at the second degree in Aries. Mercury is at the 21st degree. And Chiron is at the 24th degree. These are all in Aries. Now, immediately, soon as I seen this, I said 1, 2, 2, 1. That is a mirror frequency. Okay. So this could be a time where things are mirroring or reflecting your energy. Like I said, if you've been working on yourself, you start to see those things manifest, master manifestor energy, tapping into your higher self, right? And elevating and growing as we are all reflections. Like I said, if you're tapping in the soul tribe, you are meeting people who have some of the same views as you, right? And they're shining their light right back on you. You shine a light, they shine a light, right? Each one teach one. It's this reciprocity. It's this reciprocated energy. No one is taking. We aren't leeches, right? We aren't vampires, right? Nobody's stealing anyone's energy. We are all uplifting one another. And that's what that true value should be. That's what that mirror frequency should be. That's what that twin flame energy should be, right? It should be someone that is pouring into you and lifting you up, igniting you just as you ignite them, right? Also, with that 1221 energy, the Chiron was at the 24th degree. So I was like, wait a minute, this is a date, right? 12/21/24. So it's like going back to last year, the past 6 months. If you guys have not watched my 6 months predictions video, my 6 months readings that I did back in the 6 months, I suggest that you do. There's a lot of great information in there. And I'll say 99% of the things that I were talking about came to pass. So like I said, confirmation, you guys. And this portal will be confirmation that you have crossed over, right? And when I mean crossed over, your spirit has crossed over to the higher realm. This is the double up. This is where our spirits ascend to a higher timeline, that 5D, that new earth, that heaven on earth, that Shambhala, that crystal city, whatever you guys want to call it, okay? It is here. This energy is here, and either you feel it or you don't. Either you're tapped into it or you're not. If you know, right? But it is here, right? It is felt. There's prophecies being fulfilled, and we're watching everything shift and change before our eyes. We probably thought we weren't going to see these type of things within our generation, but it's happening now. It's happening now, you guys. So, and I say all of this because that 12/21 was a winter solstice. 12/21 was a day everything shifted spiritually. We went into the underworld, right? And that's the ultimate test, right? Of your spirit and your flesh, right? And those things are all about discipline, all about detoxing, all about evolution, all about growth, all about inner strength, all about confidence, all about test, right? If you know, you know. If this message is resonating, you went through hell during this past winter. Okay, I know I did. Unexpected things happening, right? with family, friends, just all type of business, all just tested on every way and every level. And that was literally like the final initiation, the final gateway for us to, Spirit was testing us to see, are you really ready for the next level? Are you really ready for this spring activation? Because we're about to go up to another level, baby. But I gotta make sure that you're ready. All right. So it took me back to the 12/21/24 date. Okay. Because like I said, Neptune's at the 1st degree, Venus is at the 2nd degree, Mercury is at the 21st degree, and Chiron is at the 24th degree, right? Also, numerology, right? The 12 equals 3, the 21 equals a 3. 3 plus 3 is a 6. Like I said, it's this double up energy here with this 5/5 portal. You already know I'm going to get deep into the numerology. I just love doing these breakdowns. It's so much fun. And if it, like I said, if it resonates, it resonates. But this is a time where we rise, right? You may have felt like you're going through a huge rebirth or another rebirth. All right. If this ain't your first rodeo, okay, this is one of many rebirths, but this rebirth was different, right? I feel like it's more of our aura expanding, more of our internal DNA being activated on a higher level this time around. All right. This one was different. Everything is different, right? The time speeding up. We are already in May. Hello. Anyone out there? It was just, like I said, it was just winter, right? It was just, the Gregorian calendar New Year, but we're already in May, right? So, and another thing, happy Cinco de Mayo. Shout out to all of my, people who tap into this beautiful heritage of their Spaniard culture, their Spain culture, the Hispanics, whatever you do, make sure you celebrate a little bit for me, okay? So yeah, this is a celebration. This is a time to party. This is a time to, look at how far you have come, right? You may have went through some things and you're like, wait, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get through this. This is so hard. This is so tough. Damn, I'm pushing through it. And you made it. So congratulations, you guys. This is a level up. This is the next level. Okay. So I said a manifestation of crossing over to the spiritual plane, right? As Neptune is spiritual, Venus is all about values and love. Mercury is all about communication and intelligence. And Chiron is all about that wounded warrior, right? So how have you been healing your shadow self to ascend and move forward, right? How you've been communicating with your shadow's values, right? With your ego's values to ascend spiritually, right? And this is taking me back to some research I was doing last night about the oversoul, right? And when your body is upgrading and you ascend to a certain point, to a certain level, these higher chakra levels, I think they're called monad chakras, whatever you want to call it. When you ascend past the 7th chakra, you open up a gateway, right? You hit that crown chakra and then you open up like that lotus. Now there is a series of infinite chakras, right? But it's this oversoul chakra, right? It's like the galactic, it's a soul star chakra. And it's the galactic chakra. These chakras get you in tune with yourself and get you in tune with your ego, get you in tune with your identity, get you in tune with your personality. And this is where things are shifting within your ego, within your mind, within your personality, if you're activating that higher heart. Right? You don't really care about certain things anymore. You're really just on your soul mission. You know that you're doing things for a bigger purpose, and that's all you're here to execute, right? You're being a divine vessel for the divine light, for God, for the Most High, for a source, for the universe. You are just on this divine mission. Nothing can steer you from your path. That's it, and that's all. Now, there's an integration that takes place with this higher heart activation, right? I think they call it the 14th chakra and beyond, right? So it's when your oversoul, your higher self, is connecting and integrating with their ego. So like I said, your ego works for you and your shadow works for you. Your shadow and your ego are no longer able to manipulate you and control you. They may come in and say a few things every once in a while. Hey, they ain't shit. Hey, what the hell's going on? Like, it's certain little things, but you are so aware that you're able to, hey, ego, have a seat. Check your ego, right? Because we're operating out of love, right? I'm not here to judge anyone. That is not my job. That is not my place, right? I'm here to evolve myself and to help others grow on their soul journey if they want help. That's it, and that's all, y'all. Okay. And so your higher self it does a lot of communicating, right? It'll do a lot of testing, but when it's complete, you will hear nothing but affirmations, nothing but high vibrational things. You are good. You are divinely protected. You are star. Do you know you're coming into your birthright? You are on the right path. It's all of these things you start to get. That's a whole nother thing, but this is that energy, right? Where we tap into that higher heart, right? And that's all part of that double diamond light body, that diamond that we seen in the chart, right? And that is connected to, they call it the double diamond light body because we have 12 DNA strands, right? That are all being activated, that junk DNA. But like I said, once you do all of this internal work, right? What happens when you clear out all of your 7 chakras? What happens when you activate all of your 7 chakras, right? Well, there's a double up, right? You go up a whole nother level. But this process takes longer because you're connecting to the earth grid. Not only are you connecting to the earth grid, you're connecting to the universe, to Mama Universe, right? The cosmic mother, right? The cosmic womb, right? Your heavenly father spirit, right? And these things take time to integrate because there's a lot of programming that we're releasing. Like I said, detoxing, getting in tune, but you have to have an open heart. Okay. So, yeah. And that, like I said, it's a lot of things that we are leaving behind at this time, and it's of lower nature, right? Because not only is the stars can be looked at as good, shooting star, ooh, surprises, unexpected, benevolent things coming in. Or some people look at the star as, Venus, the light bearer, the devil, right? So, and it's all about how you use your power, right? A star could use their power for good or use their power for bad, right? And that's a whole nother, we on high vibes only right now. We're not going to tap into that energy, but y'all know, right? Like I said, there's light, there's dark, there's good, there's bad, there's high, there's low. And it's all about what vibration and what frequency you're tapping into at this time. Okay. Oh yeah. The chart also looks like a ship. I didn't show you guys that. So let me, show y'all real quick. It looks like a little boat. Looks like a little boat, right? Taking off, taking sail, right? So I said it's a star in the chart. It's a diamond in the chart. This is a time where we shine brighter than ever. Like I said, from all that work that we have done. Also, there is a boat in the chart, a ship. Okay. So things coming in and things taking off, right? Like I said, this is the double up, right? With 7:07 on the clock. This is where things double up. This is where things take off, right? Unexpected things from the divine messages coming in, divine integration, divine intervention, right? So be ready and be prepared for anything and everything to happen. Okay. Also, it looks like a house, right? So this is your home. This is your core. This is that, like I said, that divine mother, that ancestor, that water, that mammy waters, right? That primordial water, that primordial energy, that ether, right? Getting in tune with that. How do you get in tune with that? Sitting still and being one with yourself, centering yourself in yourself, and get into the core of who you are, right? The heart chakra, that heart, right? What is your heart speaking to you right now? What does your heart want right now, right? Love, right? love, and abundance, right? So you are that. You just have to tap into that frequency. And once you tap into that frequency, there's unlimited possibilities, right? Because home is where the heart is. Okay. Then I also said there's a fixed cross in the chart. Okay. So the sun is at 14 degrees. Uranus is at 26 degrees in Taurus. Mars is at the 7th degree. And the moon is at the 22nd degree in Leo. Lilith is at the 4th degree in Scorpio. Pluto is at the 3rd degree retrograde in Aquarius, right? So, like I said, that fixed cross energy is all about discipline. It's all about I know I am a creative ruler and I will have what I desire. Okay. So if you've been on your stuff, right? Doing that shadow work, pouring into yourself, planting those right seeds, right? Physically, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, on all ways, at all levels, things will start to bloom. Things will start to grow. You will start to glow, right? Literally, your skin will start to glow from you doing this internal work. Well, I know when I detox, my skin is more brighter than ever, right? If you see people who are anointed, people who are highly spiritual, they have this glow about them, this essence, this aura, this energy, right? They are divinely protected, sealed, and divinely guided, right? You can't tell them nothing. I don't care what religion. Y'all can call them, what are they, Bible thumpers or making fun of whatever religion. But those people are devoted to, they're devoted and they believe and they are ignited from within. They are ignited, right? And they are protected and sealed, right? And that's what this is about. No matter what you believe in, do you have this unwavering faith with the Most High? And if you do, you're going to start to ascend higher and higher and higher. And nothing can stop that. Okay? All right, now. I also said you'll be focused on unique values to start balancing the heart and the emotions and your shadow to tap into your true power now and in the future, right? So that's kind of going back into what I said, just really mastering yourself, getting your mind, body, spirit, heart in alignment so that we can continue to ascend and go higher for here and now, also for the future, right? Things that you're doing now will help set up things in the future, right? Like I said, just eating clean, right? If I'm eating clean now, in the future, my immune system will be more stronger, right? And I won't be so susceptible to certain things, right? That's setting yourself up for the future, right? Or if you planting a seed now, right? Planting some vegetables, planting some fruit right now, in the future, you'll have a nice harvest, right? So this is all about getting prepared now. What are you doing now to tap into that legacy, that growth, that abundance of the future, right? And it's not worrying, it's not stressing. It's just planting the seed, nourishing it, and watching it grow. Not waiting as it grows, just watching it grow, going about your day, right? We're not worried, we're not stressed. We are going with the flow, right? And whatever the divine has in store for us, that's what's meant for us, right? I'm just going gently down the stream, along for the ride, and whatever comes my way, I know that's meant for me, right? No matter what that experience may be, this is something that's going to help me grow. Okay, that's my perspective. I feel like that's how a lot of people are looking at things now, right? We're not doom and gloom. We're not playing victim. We are victors, right? We came out of that dark place. We done made it through a whole lot worse, right? I done been through a whole lot worse, and I'm a warrior. So we're gonna keep pushing. We're gonna keep fighting, and we're gonna keep going. Go fight, win, right? And we are victorious, right? Like I said, this is a time of celebration. So yeah, that's the type of time we on right now, okay? All right. And then like I said, spirit, as I was writing that, right, we tapping into balancing ourselves. Spirit said that is already done. It's already done. Like I said, that winter time was pivotal. Pivotal. It was a pivot point, right? So if you already worked on yourself, if you already deep dove into your shadow, if you already deep dove, trigger warning, into those childhood traumas, and you've been alchemizing those things, right? If you can talk about certain things and not cry, not get upset, not now we not perfect, right? I'm not saying let nobody disrespect you, right? But it's a fine line, right? Holding up those boundaries, right? And protecting yourself and protecting your peace and alchemizing things to work for your best benefit, right? We're turning that pain into power, right? Alchemist, the magician, right? And that's what this is about. What have you learned and how are you growing? No matter what, right? And we always push through, we always prevail through, okay? Keep that positive mindset, positive affirmations going at all times, right? Never get too down on yourself. Yeah, you want to face reality, but always pick yourself back up. Okay. And then Spirit said this is a double up, right? Because I kept seeing 22 and 24 in the chart. I kept seeing 1, 2, 2, 4 with that 12 and 24. I say that because Mercury is at the 21st degree. Chiron is at the 24th degree, right? All of these numbers in the charts and the way how they're lined up, it looks like double up energy, right? Where is it? Okay. Aries. It starts at Aries. If you look at Aries, you see Neptune at the first degree, Venus at the second degree. So 1 turns into the 2. And then you go to Chiron, 2 turns into the 4, right? The moon is at the 22nd degree. Jupiter is at the 22nd degree, right? Come on, camera. There we go. Right? Things being clear, right? Things are becoming more clear with the thing being blurry, focusing on that, right? There is something that is going to grow. There's something that's going to expand. Like I said, that double up energy, because Jupiter is at the 22nd degree in Gemini, right? The 22nd degree is attributed to Capricorn, and that's all about discipline, fame, growth, time, right? And then Jupiter is all about expansion, religion, wisdom, higher knowledge. And then Gemini is all about thinking, communication, right? And then it is sextile to Leo, right? And what's in Leo? We have Mars and we have the moon. It is exactly sextile to the moon at the 22nd degree, right? So this is something taken off with your emotions, with your intuition, and with your heart. And it's going to propel even higher than what you're expecting at this time. So just expect nothing to receive everything, right? Because sometimes you set yourself up to expect something more and you don't get that, and we set ourselves up for disappointment, right? So if you just have, oh, something good is going to come out of this, right? All right, something good comes out of it, right? Or this isn't going to work. This isn't going to work, right? Then something does work. It's like, just expect nothing at all and know that everything is in divine timing. Everything is in divine order. And whatever happens is going to happen. And it's for your greatest good. Then a whole bunch of things just start to fall through. Okay. I've tried this method multiple times. And when I expect nothing, it seems like more things come because it's all streams open. Right. Okay. So yeah, I said the 1 going to the 2 going to the 4, the double up, right? The 22 equals 4. The 2 and 4, that equals a 6, right? So it's this 2, 4, 6, 8 double up energy, okay? Then 5, 5, right? When I was looking at this chart, it was for 5, 5, 2, 5, right? That's the date, 2, 5, right? So 5, 5, 2, 5. And then I was looking at it at 5:50 a.m., right? So it's this 5, 5, 5, 5. It's this multiple. Not only is it this double up energy, it's multiple things, right? So you may see things coming in tenfold. That's what I heard Spirit say. Spirit said tenfold. And I'm like, whoa, okay. This is so much abundance pouring in for us internally that it manifests in the physical as well. Okay. Things multiplying. So you may see multiples of things, right? Not just double, not just triple, multiple, right? I received so much confirmation. I can't even tell y'all how much confirmation I didn't receive this week. Okay. And if I add up just this week, I've seen like 5 things, right? If you things spilling over, right? It's gonna be an overflow. I ain't never spilled my tea. But it's gonna be an overflow of things. Because like I said, I seen those baby geese. I seen the baby deer. I heard that owl. Then I seen the 2 rainbows in my house. Then I had a dream about canaries. Then I just seen my grandfather in my dreams last night. So it's like things are on the up and up. And my grandfather was there protecting me per usual. Shout out to all of the spirit angels and and sometimes we just got to sit back and absorb the energy, right? Because things can get hectic, things can get crazy. Sometimes we just got to sit back, right? And let spirit work its magic. Let the divine handle that, right? Some things are out of our control, and we just kind of got to sit back and let the Most High work his magic. Let Big Mama work her magic. Let the divine Heavenly Father, right? Father Spirit work his magic. Okay. All right. I said the mirror. I said 12:21, 21:12, right? 3, 6, 9, 12. Going back to the magic, that's the mutable cross, right? And that's all about tapping into being flexible and magic and mystical things happening and certain things being out of our control, right? But paying attention to the signs. Spirit said, pay attention to the signs, okay? Because we're going to get them and they're going to be pouring in. Like I said, I lost count. It's probably a whole bunch of other ones I didn't see too, but those are like the main ones. So pay attention to the signs and what do they mean for you, okay? All right. And then 555, right? That angel number, you can't miss that. I see that one a lot. I wake up at 555 a lot of the times, okay? And I'm like, okay, all right, change. Time for me to change everything, right? Catalyst for change. This is a huge catalyst for change, a huge pivotal moment for the collective, right? A huge shift, right? Tapping into that jubilee, right? Things going from 25 to 50 to 100%. And I'm hearing spirit saying some of us are at that 75%, but most of us are at that 100%. We already ready to go, right? The upload is coming in. The download is already complete. We already integrated the energy and we are upgrading. We're on the next level, right? We passed the test, right? And when there is judgment, right? Because there's a huge judgment that is going on right now, right? That's why we're seeing so many people pass away in the media, right? All this unaliving going on with these high ranked people in society. Y'all know what I'm talking about. But when there's judgment being casted, there's also justice. Not only on the physical plane, but on the spiritual plane. And you can't avoid karma, right? Everybody has a karma bank, and some people are in karmic debt. And the divine is saying, you got to pay what you owe. It's time to pay it. That's what that judgment is, right? But a lot of us have our spiritual bank is overflowing with love, light, abundance, healing, a lot of good things from the good work, from the good deeds, right? Clearing out this negative karma, right? Breaking these generational curses, healing ourselves, detoxing, trying to teach our family, trying to teach the children, trying to teach our friends, right? We try, whoever listen, they listen. We let it go, right? We're healing ourselves. We're changing our minds. We're rethinking things, right? Taking a step back, letting spirit work its magic, getting more in tune with the Most High. Okay, with that karmic bank, like, wait, hold up. It's overflowing, right? So this is where you would see an overflow, fulfilled, right? Full, right? When your phone completely charged, 100%, it's filled up, baby. It's time. It's time to go on, right? Go on about your day and enjoy it. This is the victory, right? This is where we celebrate that justice, that expansion, huge expansion, right? Okay. There were some other things that kind of like popped up with this whole like expansion, abundance energy. When I think of that five, right? Five is that head, arm, leg, right? That Allah, right? But one thing we cannot forget is that it was Allah and it was Alat, right? The divine masculine and the divine feminine. It cannot be whole if you don't have both. You cannot create a generation if you don't have the mother and the father, right? As above, so below, right? The woman and the man, right? And it has to be that balance between the both, okay? The another thing I kept getting was this Isis energy, right? As that is the fifth gateway, the sacred space, right? Shout out to all my sacred women, sacred woman out there, right? If you know anything about that, the sacred space is the fifth gateway to initiation. And that's all about that Neb Het, that Isis, right? And who was Isis? That was that justice. That was that healer, right? Isis was the mother of Horus, Heru, right? Who healed Osiris, right? Osar, and connected him with the 14 piece, right? To rejuvenate him, to regenerate him, to resurrect him, right? The mother, father, and the child, the divinity, the Trinity, to align with the Most High at this time, okay? Yeah, so those were just like some more notes, a little bit of numerology, and yeah, let's tap into my meditation. Y'all know I did a meditation for this energy, and soon as I tapped into the meditation, soon as I closed my eyes, I seen like this pyramid or like this point or pillar, and wow, pillar of light. I seen this pillar and a light, almost like a shooting star, was coming to it. And I was like, I didn't know what it was, but it just came to me just now. And I was just like, okay, a pillar and a light, right? So the divine light coming into you, right? We are the temple. The body is the temple. The mind is a temple, right? And where are your temples? Y'all know I love saying this. Our temples are right here, which means our mind governs everything, which it does. If you think about something, it will start to manifest, right? If I think about, oh man, I'm hungry. Ooh, baby, you better go. Look, it's time to get up and make you something to eat, or time to get up and go get something to eat. Either way, it's the mind, right? If I want to work out, okay, nothing to it but to do it, right? If I want to manifest things, let me work on that. But it all starts with the mind, the imagination. That's the initiation, that flame, that spark of creativity, right? Then you start to move in action and get those things done. Okay? I said a white light, a bullet, a shooting star. Right? So when I think of shooting stars, I think of once in a lifetime opportunities, something big, something coming in. Like I said, divine intervention and divine justice. This could be you coming into yourself and you growing and you shining brighter than ever, right? Like I said, that glow, we glowing out here, okay? Because we done the internal work. We done the mental work. We done the studying. We done the research, right? And we are elevated. We are elevated and growing at this time, okay? I said the crossover, right, to another plane, right? Because I seen a cross and I seen like this black dot above the plane of the cross, and I take that as us elevating, us growing, us crossing over. Like I said, our spirits already crossed over to this higher timeline. It's just our physical bodies are catching up to that energy. Okay. Then I said rotating on an earth axis and wobbling, right? Because when I seen this plane, it started to like wobble. So it was like this straight line, and it was like this bow around it, almost looked like a hula hoop. The best way I can describe it is a stick and a hula hoop, and the hula hoop moving like this, right? Wobbling around the stick, right? Okay, now hold on, spirit. But this gave me a sense of the earth is rotating, the axis is rotating, we are rotating, we are changing, we are growing. Not only are we changing the earth, the atmosphere, the universe, the world, everything, the bees, the ants, the trees, right? Everything around us is changing. It's not about us. It's a bigger picture. The picture is bigger than us. We are just one part of the ecosystem, right? The whales are changing, the dolphins are changing, the jellyfish, the crabs, the salmon, right? The fish, right? Take it up to then the turtles, right? The snakes, the amphibians, the birds, the butterflies, the bees, the bears, the deer, everything, all animals, all plant life, each insect is feeling this. Each animal is feeling this, right? Land, sea, sky, earth is felt on every plane, right? And it's felt on every planet as well. It's felt in every universe. This is a universal change, right? Not just here on earth, right? It's things happening in the cosmos they can't explain. It's things happening underground that they can't explain, right? So just remember to ground yourself and be in tune with the energy, right? And be aware and pay attention to the signs, right? Like I said, I've been seeing a whole lot of animals come to me, right? I'm pretty sure y'all been getting a whole lot of confirmation on y'all spiritual journey as well. I know I ain't the only one. Come on now. I ain't the only one going through this change and this shift right now, right? If you know, you know, okay? Then it started to wobble, then it turned into plasma, right? And plasma is that gamma, that electricity, that ultraviolet, that spark, that atom, that mitochondria, that DNA, right? It's plasma is this dark matter energy that can't be seen, but it can be felt. Sometimes it can be seen. Spirit is showing me the cosmos, all the way down to the trees, all the way down to our lungs and our nerves and our neurons and our brains, right? It's not just one thing, it's all things. Okay? Nebula, nervous system, right? Those nerves, those dendrites, right? The crystals. Wow. The vines, the roots, the mycelium network. I love it. Thank you, Spirit. Yeah, because I was like, what? I was like, what? But yeah, plasma, that is plasma. It is in everything, right? Plasma, electricity, right? Then I seen that same like tower, right? It looks like an A. And then I seen an aura around it, or that same hula hoop, that same energy around it, right? And it gave me a sense of like Alpha, Omega, the Most High, right? But it's like this aura, this energy that is around you. You're divinely protected. You're sealed by the divine, right? And you're protected by a divine white light, right? So I'm getting, this is all a part of that upgrade. This is all a part of that higher heart activation, which goes into our chariots, which goes into our Merkaba, right? The Seal of Solomon, the Star of David, right? Basically, when you go up in higher realms, you get sealed by the divine, right? So that way you're able to astral travel in peace. You're able to just be protected and you're sealed, right? So when certain things happen, you are divinely protected. That's the best way I can put it. I can't go too deep into detail. But yeah, it's just you are divinely protected and divinely guided by the Most High. And if you know that, you know that, okay? I meant to put divine, but I end up putting dive, right? So this is, I feel like this is the divine light diving deep into you, diving deep into your core, right? Diving deep into your DNA to transmute it, to elevate it. So that way we are, getting with the program, right? Getting with the new program on New Earth, right? 5D, Ascension, right? I love it. It's a hot air balloon in the back. Most definitely ascending. And I said divine alignment for a takeoff, right? Because that's what's going on, y'all. The earth is ascending, we are ascending, and either you getting left behind or you gonna get right, right? Get right or get left, right? That's pretty much it, right? And then I started to see someone holding a book, right? I'm not exactly sure. I'm hearing Akasha, okay? Okay. Because I was like, I don't know if I'm supposed to be reading a book. I don't know if this is the book of life. Oh, Spirit said that is the Akasha, okay? The Akashic, the Akasha, right? Acacia, right? However you want to pronounce it, is that the record keeper, the timekeeper of all things, right? Past, present, and future, right? And I seen them reading the book, right? And as I could see them reading the book, they had like this cape, right? This cloak on. So it gave me a sense of like an angelic being. I'm hearing like Michael, like I said, Metatron, Cube, right? I'm seeing it right now. So this is all about us just breaking free of that box and tapping into our own power, right? Breaking free of the program to free ourselves and have this sense of freedom as we continue to tap into our inner divinity and unlock codes within ourselves so that we're able to ascend at this time, okay? Whatever that looks like for you, okay? But Spirit also said that this is destined. This is destiny. This is part of our destiny. So we're walking further along on our spiritual mission to our destiny, right? And something has been unlocked due to this work that we have done. A new you, a more upgraded you, is able to unlock this part of your soul contract due to you doing the work, right? That was required, right? Spirit is giving me this part of the contract was locked until you done that, until you cleared that karma, right? Until you cleared your lineage, until you healed yourself. You couldn't get to this part of that contract because you had to be healed. That's part of the contract, right? You can't unlock this part of the contract unless this part of the contract is fulfilled first. Once all of this is fulfilled, once you healed yourself, healed your mind, healed your spirit, healed your heart, got rid of all that toxic trauma, thinking negatively, you activated your higher heart, you about love and light, you own this divine mission. Now you can unlock the rewards, the abundance that comes in with that, right? You can't receive all of this abundance and you still have this old mindset, this old way of thinking, because you will blow this bag I'm trying to give you on candy, on BS that don't matter, when we want you to invest this money in things so that way this money can multiply, right? This abundance can multiply, right? Whatever that looks like for you, because Spirit is showing me a whole bunch of different things and it's different for all of us, right? We all have a different story. Some of them are similar, but we all are walking on our path, and that path is to enlightenment, right? Be one with the Most High, right? Okay, now. All right. So, yeah, and it gave me a sense of like this high priest energy, this record keeper, this hierophant, right? Because when I think of five in tarot is the hierophant, and that is someone that is a divine direct channel for the Most High, right? A high priest, a high priestess is someone who is in divine unison with the all, right? And they're able to communicate messages to others, you know, prophecies, words of wisdom, shining their light, right? Okay. And I said, yeah, things just being in alignment for us to receive justice and victory because we went through the judgment, right? There's still this little bit lingering, but for the most part, we passed the test, y'all. And we are being upgraded and going to another level as I speak. Okay. Like I said, if you could feel it, you feel it. All right. Then I closed out my meditation because I felt like, you know, thank you. That's all the confirmation I need. I looked up at the time and it was 10:15 a.m., right? So that 5, 10, 15, like I said, that multiple, that double up, right? And then I heard, it's time to celebrate. And I start hearing, celebrate good times, come on. And I'm like, what? And then it got louder. And I was like, oh my goodness. And I heard, come on, everyone around the world, come on, it's time to celebrate. Woohoo! It's a celebration. So yeah, it's like, it's really time to celebrate, right? We passed the test, right? We are being crowned, right? We're going up to the next level due to our values, due to us valuing ourselves. I also got a sense of like this firework, you know, because when I think of a celebration, it's a party, right? Confetti, you know, being thrown, you know, things popping off. And with that comes fireworks, you know, fireworks, that star, right? That fire from doing the work, that initiation from doing the work, fireworks, right? So this initiation that happens from within you, from you doing this internal work, right? And it's time to celebrate. We did it, y'all. Okay. I also kept getting like this 5-10 energy, right? Because 5 plus 5 is 10. And like 5-10, that's going into this full moon in Scorpio. Something amazing and immaculate will happen during that time. I'll do a whole nother video on that, but I kept getting like this 5.5 energy. It could be some type of solar flare that go off, or a 10x. I don't know, but Spirit's been giving me this number like this past week. This 10, and this 5, this 105, right? And then we also have that 510. I'm like, wait, if I flip it around, that's 510. That date's coming up soon. And that's entering in this full moon energy. So we're entering in some type of spiritual initiation within ourselves to help us continue to grow. Okay. All right, y'all. I think I went over all of my notes. I hit the numerology. Yeah. Okay. But yeah, it's like most definitely a lot of double up energy here. Things are growing. Things are growing and shifting and elevating. I want to tap into a card pool just to get more confirmation. And we're going to see. We're going to see what else pops up. And I'm going to take this off because this is about to die. So things are recharging. Things are rejuvenating. Things are excelling at this time. So yeah, bear with me, y'all. All right, peace to the tribe. Had to come back on. I told y'all my microphone died, okay? So let's tap into this 5-5 portal energy reading. Let's see what type of messages come out from Spirit. I'm feeling like, yeah, like I said, things changing up, right? Things switching up and just going with the flow, embracing it, right? Some things are, you know, meant to change for growth and elevation and to look at things from a different point of view, right? Why not try something new and see if it works, okay? And if not, I heard if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So, yeah, we're just going to have a little fun and see what messages come out, okay? Again, I hope everyone out there is doing well. And yes, let's see what type of confirmation we get. Let me open up my notes for this beautiful 5-5. Ooh, 5-5 portal. All right, let's see what the top card is. Ooh, 5 and 3, 53. Okay, sky, storm, and moon. This is staying focused on your journey, even though there may be things going on around you, okay? Not getting distracted, okay? We got this double moon is giving me high priestess. We got the mirror. I literally was talking about the mirror the whole time. So reflecting things, right? And tuning into your intuition, no matter what things may look like, what's going on around you. This is how you tap into your power, right? Honoring the values of your heart, communicating with yourself, communicating with your heart at all times. That way you continue to grow, you continue to expand. We're tapping into this golden gate, this golden portal, right? This gold mine energy. And just not paying attention to the distractions around, right? I feel like we're on this pathway. It's this straight shot to our destiny. What I say, we're on our soul mission, and nothing can really knock us off of that unless we let it, okay? See what the bottom card is. Yeah, portals, gateways, okay? And it's this golden, what did I say? This 14 higher heart chakra activation. That's the golden ray, right? This golden ray of light is being activated within you, right? This portal activation that's happening within you from you doing this internal work, from you clearing out this, you know, whatever needed to be cleared out is clear, and it's opening up this gateway, right? You had to reflect on yourself in order to go to new levels. And this is a cave. A cave is all about going within, right? Going into yourself, right? And discovering that you are the light that you are seeking. This golden abundance, right? Resides within your heart, resides within that solar plexus, right? Resides within your mind. So the more you tap into knowing who you are, know thyself, the more you can continue to grow and elevate. All right, so let's see what the book says for this card. I know it says something about a storm, but like I said, I feel like the storm is over for us, okay? We already been there, done that. But I'm gonna read the energy, okay? It says, moon, there is chaos on the horizons. Be the calm in the eye of the storm. There is nothing you can do to avoid the difficulties that lie ahead. Trust that your path has been charted by the spirits, that the ancestors are holding you close, and that the danger will not befall you. Now, this goes back to being divinely protected, being divinely guided, right? It could be a storm around you, but you won't be touched due to you doing this internal work and you being sealed and you being divinely protected and covered, okay? Turn to the light of your intuition to guide you through the darkness. Remember that safety is an illusion and will never be found outside of yourself, right? What did I say? Going inside, going internal, right? You must turn inward to find the security you crave. You will not incur any harm as long as you stay connected to your inner light, okay? Your higher self, your inner light, your divinity. Now it's time for you to trust and a time to listen and a time for listening. The spirits will keep you safe from harm despite the challenges that are unfolding. So confirmation, all right? Like I said, there's a lot of things going on in the news. There's a lot of things going on around us, but we're not letting anything distract us or derail us from our path, right? We know who we are. We're getting more in tune with who we are, and we're being more confident. This is where you get initiated, right? Okay. So we got our first card out, this gateway, this portal, this reflection, this mirror. All right. Let's see what other messages we have for this 5-5 portal energy reading. I love it. What flipped over? Forgiveness. Wow. So I feel like this is forgiving yourself and forgiving others to tap into your true power, right? This is divine alignment, the sun and the moon. Forgiving, I don't know why I'm hearing forgiving your mother and your father, right? Forgiving anyone that has harmed you in the past, right? And it's not for them, it's for you. It's to free up your heart, right? And the 2 and the 3 equals a 5, right? So this is to lighten up your heart so you can tap into that higher heart activation, right? Your heart has to be as light as a feather, right? It has to be free from impurities in order for you to ascend, right? Ascend past the underworld, break through these karmic cycles, right? You got to do that internal work. And that's what this is about. And if you feel like your heart is as light as a feather, then baby, this is just confirmation that you're already on the right path. You're doing the work, you're balanced, you're centered, and you're growing. All right. Yep. Sacred space. Right. So getting in tune with yourself, right? Getting in the center, getting in the flow. This is a new cycle that we're entering in with this gold drop, right? The golden seed, the golden egg, right? That lies from within, that stems from within, right? And what did I say? Sacred space. On my notes. Sacred space. Isis, balance, right? Getting centered with yourself. And then it's 21. Look at my note. 21, 21, 21, 21, right? 21 everywhere. 21, right? These numbers, if you guys have been seeing these numbers, this is confirmation, right? That you're pushing past a huge portal and an old shift to tap into your sacred space. What did I say? This is confirmation, the omen, right? That you're rising above. So a lot of us are rising above the storm right now. We see the storm and we're not letting certain things pull on our energy. We are just rising higher and higher and higher at this time. And being centered in ourselves. What I say, this is going to be a time where you have to be balanced and centered within yourself. Because there may be a lot of things trying to distract us from this higher vibration at this time, okay? Sacred space. I love that card. Wow. So we got storm and cave, right? When there's a storm coming on, that means it's time to center yourself and go within, right? Forgive yourself, forgive others, and create a sacred space for yourself and continue to tap into this higher divinity of divine light, right? That golden ray of light, right? You're divinely protected and divinely guided at all times, okay? Let's get into some tarot for more confirmation on this energy. I'm loving this. I'm loving this because it has to be balanced, right? There has to be a balance, right? You gotta be in the dark for it to be light, for you to realize that there even is such thing as a light, right? Okay, Spirit said one more shuffle. All right. And I feel like that's what's going on right now. We're coming out of this dark space and realizing that we are the light. And we can create whatever we want with our minds and executing those things at this time. I feel like that's what this 5-5 portal is going to be about. There's going to be a lot of distractions going on, right? We have a certain trials that are going on, and we're going to have to keep our vibrations high because the energy vampires are going to be out, and you got to keep your mind elevated, right? Stay focused. Focus on self for growth. Go internal and center yourself in your core in order to grow, right? Don't be distracted about things that are outside of you. Continue to make yourself a main priority. Okay. It's the bottom card here. Hangman. Different perspective. All right. What's the first card? Yes. Okay, give me a little sunshine. All right. I feel like we passed the doom and gloom. Like, this is stuff that we went through. Like, we was in the middle of the storm, right? In the middle of it. And we had to reflect on ourselves, right? So we have to go internal. And that opened up this whole golden ray of light, this whole golden gateway within ourselves. And we have to forgive ourselves and forgive others. And that opened us up to this sacred space. And now we're entering in this victory. Victory is near. Victory is here, right? We are the light. We are the sun. Yes, we're growing. Yes, things are elevating. Yes, things are changing. But the biggest change of them all is within ourselves. And this is the biggest confirmation for you're on your spiritual journey. This is a rebirth, right? This sense of freedom, the sense of purity, right? You are the golden child. Your inner child is healed. Your inner child is free, right? You've done the work to ascend, and everything is in divine alignment for us, right? And the sun is shining on us. We are the light. I love that. I love this here, right? And we're being guided by the light. We are one with the divine. We are one with our spirit team. We are one with our angels, right? This is 19. The 1 and 9 is a 10, right? For this 5-5. So this is what's going to accumulate during this time, right? We've been through the storm. This is the light. This is the victory. This is the rainbow after the storm, right? To receive that pot of gold, right? It's your birthright to be free. It's your birthright to have abundance. It's your birthright to know who you are. And we are getting back in tune with that inner knowing, right? I love that this card came out. Yes, because I'm like, wait a minute. Like, that must be past energy because, baby, I done got more confirmation than ever that we are ascending, we are growing, we are on the next level. But we had to go through the mud first, right? The flowers have to be in that mud. They have to be in that soil. They have to be in that darkness, right? They have to endure the storms. They have to endure the seasons, right? That winter time when the storms are rolling in, right? And in springtime, you get a few showers, right? April showers bring May flowers. April showers bring May flowers, right? And now it's time to bloom. Now it's time to grow, right? Because we've done the work. This is the 10. What did I say? The 10, right? So this is us letting go of burdens, putting burdens down. Okay, once we release those things, we take all of the tools, all of the knowledge that we have acquired onto this next level, right? Even if this is a reset, even if you start over, you can never really physically start over due to the wisdom you have acquired, right? You've acquired so much wisdom that the bottom can never really be the bottom because you know things that you didn't know 10 years ago that could help you elevate in a second, right? And you're headed to a new place. We're on a golden road, right? Look at all this gold here. Gold, 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 gold. The road is gold, right? So we're taking all of the things that we learned, all of the tools that we have gathered, and we're walking on the road of abundance. We're walking to a gold mine. We're being led by spirit to this higher timeline in this better place, right? So yeah, put your burdens down, put those bags down, and get ready to ascend to the higher level, right? There is a new rebirth, a new growth that is happening within us and for us with this new timeline that we're headed on. This is giving a new timeline. We're headed to a new timeline, right? Wow, I'm also getting like this freeing the inner child, right? Some of us may have been turning our backs on our inner child, but as soon as we acknowledged our inner child, now we're able to head to the promised land. Okay, that's a message I'm getting for someone. All right, so you freed yourself by doing this inner work and you're headed to a higher place in time, okay? Yeah, right? And this is getting people running from their karma, right? We did our karma, right? And we're walking somewhere higher. Meanwhile, it's people that they haven't done the inner work. They're being tricked by the system, right? They're in the circus, right? They just doing chaotic things under false doctrine, stealing ideas. This is energy vampire right here. This is the energy vampires trying to steal our joy, trying to steal our minds, right? But they can't. They have no power over us, right? They walking on the same timeline trying to steal ideas, trying to steal things, but we are focused on where we're headed. And nothing can take away what's ours, right? That's our birthright, right? We're remembering our birthright from these stolen doctrinated things, right? From the lies that they told in history. Oh, Christopher Columbus discovered America. No, he did not, right? How you discover Indians in America. That I don't even know. Bye. That's so disrespectful, right? And it's due to them trying to stir up a narrative so that way they're cultivating this whole nother lying timeline to feed their souls, right? Some type of false doctrinated thing, but we are remembering who we are, right? They not doing nothing but walking straight into karma, and they karmic debt is due, right? They got to pay what they owe, right? Meanwhile, we taking all of the, all right, I healed this, I healed that, I know this now, I acquired this, I learned a new skill, I learned these new tools, I got these new tools, we taking this to a new level. Meanwhile, they trying to steal people's minds and hearts and souls, okay? Like I said, there's going to be a time of great distraction, and we have to make sure we got our head on swivel and sit back and stay in our sacred space, okay? Yeah, they don't have no control over our minds anymore, right? We have elevated, we have grown, right? And we have more maturity, we have more wisdom from this journey that we've been on, right? It's been one hell of a journey, right? But we finally made it. Our head is above the clouds, right? We transformed our minds with this butterfly here on her crown, right? We have our angels with us, right? Divine enlightened, right? We're guided by the Most High, right? Literally divine messages coming in. We freed ourselves mentally. And that's where it starts. What did I say? The mind, the body is a temple. The mind, it all starts with the mind, right? They were trying to have control over our mind, soul, and body, right? But we are breaking free. We have broke free. And we elevated. We have more sense of clarity. We know who we are. And we're going to take that rightful seat on the throne because it's our birthright. We are the new royal rulers. And the rulership starts with us knowing who we are. Okay? Get one more card out. Yes. 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 We're going to receive our birthright. It's already coming in. We are divinely protected, right? We're on this, and from us doing this inner child work, I can't make it up, y'all. Going to receive our flowers from those seeds that we planted, right? They can't steal what's ours. Off with their head, judgment, right? Getting judgment. To me, this is giving like the Divine Mother sending down her angels to come and give us our rewards, right? She's like, hey, you go down there, give them they abundance, right? Give them their birthright. They only thinking they gonna get one thing, but I got all things ready for them. And they think that they getting away with this, right? But they not doing nothing but walking into karma, right? Because the sun sees everything. You can't get past divine judgment, right? Meanwhile, we already done our work and we about to receive our rewards. This is victory. This is nostalgia. This is a soulmate. This is a soul connection, right? From the divine, from us doing divine work and divine justice at this time, okay? Wow. What's the bottom card? Yeah. Yep, under false doctrine, you guys. So the victory has been won. We won the war, and it's due to us elevating our minds against certain systems, against certain programs, against certain things. We're not doing nothing but elevating and growing with this 5 here, right? 5, 6, 7, right? Things are going up. Things are on the up and up at this time, okay? All for us if you've done the work. Victory is ours, okay? They tried to steal things, but we still went internal and did our internal work, right? Justice will be served, and we're going to receive our flowers. We are divinely protected and divinely guided, and things are going to continue to grow and elevate at this time, all right? Let's see what is a message from our Blessings deck, our Abundance deck at this time for a final message to close it out, okay? I'm loving this message. It's like really like, it's giving spiritual journey. It's giving spiritual journey. The journey that we had to take on this road to abundance. And it wasn't easy, right? None of it was easy, but we had to put in the work. While these cars is just, they want to jump out so bad. The cars want to jump out so bad. Is this the abundance card again? Oh, artistry. Find harmony in the order. Yeah. So yeah, we just really have to stay confident in who we are while we're on this journey, right? And it's been one hell of a ride, but everything happens for a reason, and we learn so much on this journey, and nothing can take away the spiritual gifts and the spiritual attunement and the spiritual maturity and the spiritual wisdom, the divine wisdom that we have acquired, right? And that's what it's about. Okay, gift. What did I? Gift. May you receive the gift that awaits. Come on. Get ready to receive a gift, you guys. It's coming. It's coming. There's something coming in for you, okay? Continue. May you continue to trust this path, right? So there's something coming in for you from you having unwavering faith on this journey, right? Get ready to receive. All right, you guys. That is my energy reading for this 5/5 portal. Let me know what you guys think. And yeah, keep your hands open and get ready to receive. There's something divine coming in for you, okay? Peace, love, and light. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I'll catch you on the next one.